lot of still great options, and as Tyrone Marshall was telling me, when a player is out and someone else has to step in, it's an opportunity for them to prove themselves. A 4-2-3-1, Gunnar Studenhoff at the top of the formation, and boy does he have some great options on his left and right with Alan Carlton. Whistle sounds, and let's see what this concoction of two teams brings for us. First and only time we'll see it in the regular season this year. So, the nice thing for these two coaches, at least, one consistently, the tenor of the match changed. This ball sent over to the left-hand side. This is Kenji and Bomadem. Ref says it's clean there. It's always a great result, though, when you can go on the road, especially and beat a team at the top of the table. Not many better results you can get in league play than that. And Bomadem pulls this out wide. Service swung into the middle. The header played towards goal, and ultimately not too difficult for Eric Lauta to handle. The 21-year-old getting his 8th start of the season. Alonso not able to get the cleanest touches, but dishes it away. Mentioned FC Cincinnati starting to find some form here. They're currently on a 6-game unbeaten streak. Which you could take of two interpretations, because 5 of those games have been draws, so 5 draws, 1 win. But of course, all 5 draws, they got the extra point when they went to the penalties. So it certainly feels like more than just 5 draws and a win. But the fact of the matter is after 90 minutes, they've also only gotten 1 win in the last 6. So there's a couple of ways that you can look at it. Certainly some positives and some negatives, but it certainly has been helping their table position. And Tyrone Marshall, when looking at the grand scope of how they've played in those matches, he talked about how they've been looking to get more presence in the attacking half, getting the outside backs more involved on the attack and finding more runs behind, and that's resulted, of course, in pushing the other team further back into their own shape. So that's been successful, and they've been close in many moments, but they're still at times not making the right decisions in that final stage of attack. And so the more recent emphasis has been on showing players the tape and helping them recognize the right decisions to make. Who do you need to be sliding the ball to get that ball into the back of the net? When do you need to just take the shot yourself? Sliding effort there from Noah Adnan. So he'll look to be in the center of that 3-back trio for FC Cincinnati 2. Carlton, nice that one through. Kick save, knocked out of bounds. Some hands go up for an offside, but it's not granted, so ultimately it's a big save from Paul Walters. Certainly a situation where you can find it hard to believe that Damian Parker-John is an offside there, but Perhaps the timing was just right. We certainly didn't have the perfect angle to determine. Barker John taps it back, and Carlton will have another go. And Huntsville City will get another corner kick, this time from the right flag. Carlton, the 20-year-old, will make his way over to that right corner flag. 5 assists this season on top of 5 goals. He has turned into quite the playmaker for this Huntsville City side. What can he whip up here? Jumping up and claiming it is Paul Walters, utilizing the advantage he has of being able to use his hands. Just get to the ball that much quicker. This game is the marker for the second half of the season for Huntsville City. Halfway through the slate, Chris O'Neill gave him the opportunity to reflect on how far they've come at this point in the year. He talked about how much the group has grown, but at the same time, there's still room to get sharper as a unit. But he thinks one of the biggest markers of progress that this team has obtained throughout this season is that in that last game against Red Bulls 2, they had to suffer through that first half, and that was something they weren't as capable of doing earlier in the season. Sometimes games aren't going to go in your flow. As Chirilla tries to pick that one out of the corner. It's chest wide. First teamer. Showing some of his quality there, just opening up that press, winning the ball back for FC Cincinnati too. It's Chirilla again. And Bomadem lifts this one up. It's going to sky over just about everybody. Mayaka, lovely find inside. Studenhoft off target. Good connection there from Mayaka to Gunnar Studenhoft. That was always going to be a tough shot, though. Kenji and Bomadem in the middle for Chirilla. That is a brave tackle. Damian Barker-John springing on the slide there. Seen one or two instances in this game of Huntsville demonstrating some verticality. You definitely see it in the second half against that Red Bulls 2 team. Mangione with some space to operate, takes the shot, knocked down by Lauta. Once again, an opportunity presenting itself for FC Cincinnati 2. Low-driven ball, headed upward, not out of the woods yet. Mayaka deals with it. FC Cincinnati right out the gate after the hydration break. Chirilla takes the shot. Ooh, almost. Nearly curled that one to perfection. Little nutmeg on Blake Bowen. This portion of the match is brought to you by TQL, official logistics partner of FC Cincinnati. Carlton floats this one up, headed towards goal. Claimed by Walters. Pretty good looking service from Carlton. Still going to be a tough challenge, though, for a header from that spot to provide enough pace to best a goalkeeper. Chirilla hits the brakes, taps it back to Chavez. Chavez over the top. Both teams still looking to get calibrated in that attacking third. Just missing that precise degree of execution necessary to score a goal. Chavez connects with Mbomedem. Good touch. Kenji Mbomedem still going with it. He has to backtrack. That pass off target, and Huntsville City will hound on it. Here's Studenhoft. He's got Daly marking him. Mayaka rolls it into the center. And some contact there from William Kiesel. And that is where the first half will conclude. It was a game where opportunities were up in the air for one of these sides to grasp it. But what other adjustments will these two sides have in store tactics-wise going into the second half? FC Cincinnati, 2 going left to right. Meanwhile, Huntsville City going right to left. Good, considerable progress, I would say. But also just game to game, you want to see a team growing and taking steps going forward as FC Cincinnati, too, might be onto something here. A ball across, now rocketed towards goal. A searching ball that was going to drift wide, suffers a deflection from a Huntsville City defender, keeping it in danger. Good footy. Carlton swinging that one in. Walters got a piece of it. O'Brien lifting it back up, and it's headed back to Walters. Positive moment here for Huntsville City after most of the second half has been tilted in favor of Cincinnati, too. A lot more chances here, a lot more shots here in the second half for the home side. Here's a look at that free kick and the ensuing actions. Goes off the face of Wyatt Meyer. So substitution taking place for FC Cincinnati 2. In comes the 17-year-old Carson Locker. And Ikoba mentioned how long would he last here in the second half after picking up an early yellow card in the second half, and tap back to him. Kofi just keeps it in bounds. Now whips it inside. Bowen takes a shot. They're not going to close them off. Might as well take a touch and let it fly. This one played over top. Chirilla. One-on-one with Rose. Stefan Chirilla takes it himself, and he rips it in. FC Cincinnati 2 take the front step. The first teamer, Stefan Chirilla, sliding it home. A hopeful ball over the top, and then Chirilla just gets the better there of Tyshawn Rose. So, started at the bottom at the beginning of this season. And now, FC Cincinnati 2 are unbeaten in 7 games.